Well, I'm Annabelle Bennett. I'm presently a judge of the Federal Court of Australia. I'm also currently the chair of the NHMRC. And I'm not presently on other boards, but I've done a lot of other boards in my time of various types. Couldn't draw, so architecture was out of the question. I didn't want to do a general arts degree for various reasons, and so by process of medicine, the funny thing was I didn't do medicine because I thought it was too long. I ended up spending 14 years at university, so that was probably, looking back on it, a silly decision. But I went into science in a way by default. But that doesn't mean that it wasn't the right decision for me. I did histology honours, and I did my doctorate, and that was, of course, was research, and I did that on the biochemistry of sperm from 7 different species, and that was very interesting. Got lots of publications out, and that was very exciting. And then I did a year of postdoc, and during that year of postdoc, I also decided to start first year law part-time. I'd always wanted to do law, and so I thought I'd do that. I spent 8 years in science, 100% in science. People say to me sometimes, do I think that was wasted? Was that a setback in my law degree? And the answer is no, because what I tell people now is you never know where combinations of things that you do will come in useful. And my career as it developed was very much as a result of the fact that I'd done that science. And then there was an article written somewhere about women barristers in some magazine, and someone saw I had a science degree and rang up and offered me a patent opposition in the patent office. And that was the beginning of what became really the basis of the centre point of my career from then on. So people would say to me, oh, you did science and now you're doing law, but they're so different. Don't people think differently? And I kept thinking to myself, logic's logic. I can't understand what they mean by think differently, but people thought of them as totally different. They were totally wrong. I think the idea of formal mentoring is a really good thing. I think it's helping a lot of women. Science gives you a core set of knowledge that can be applied very broadly. You can go into research, which is very exciting for those that do it. And I loved my 4 years in postgraduate research. Professionally, and in any field you want to go into, science and engineering are the basis of so much of what we do. And the beautiful thing is not that many people are using science as a platform for jumping off. So if you're the person who does, you're unique in the particular area that you're choosing to go into. And that was probably one of my advantages. When I started, people said to me, how can you mix science and law? People couldn't understand that you could do it. Now it's a recognised combination at university. And more out there, people are looking for people who've got science or engineering backgrounds and legal commercial backgrounds, because it's becoming part and parcel of our commercial life now. The hardest thing to do is to try something and then to leave it. I was in science for 8 years. I invested 8 years in science and I stopped and went to law. You never regret what you do. I really believe that. If you've got a passion to try something, what is the worst that can happen? You try it for a year or two and it won't come through the way you expect it to. That's the worst. Go with your passion. If you're thinking of something to do, go with something that you really believe in and that you want to do, and give it a shot. But be prepared, if it doesn't work, to say, okay, I've done that, it was a wonderful period of my life, I'm moving on. So, the world's your oyster, really.